Then when Johann and the Volter's followers are about to kill Citral, Yuji arrived just in time and immediately untied the magic in Citral's hand. Then Citral said that the one Yuji would fight now was Volter. Volter had been waiting for Yuji's arrival because Yuji would die today. Yuji won't be able to thwart Blue Moon's plans again because Volter has already prepared something and impossible for Yuji to fight. Volter immediately revives the human dead there to fight Yuji and Citral. Then Volter and Johann enter the main room to gain strength again. Volter will transfer the power of a machine he has created. This machine had an extraordinary magical capacity, and Volter prepared this item many years ago. Then Yuji and Citral smashed the door of the room to fight Volter. Suddenly Volter turned into a demon because of the power of the dragon's curse on the machine. Volter had gone too crazy and thirsty for power. Yuji tried to stop Volter before he changed completely. But unfortunately, Volter had already transferred some of the magic within the machine into his body. So Volter's strength was already much greater than before. Then Yuji will fight Volter alone, while Citral must remain hidden behind the barrier made by Yuji. Volter shoots magic at Yuji's shield and starts attacking him. When Yuji was about to strike back, Volter easily dodged the attack. Yuji will try to conserve his MP, so he can find out Volter's weakness. He would try to narrow the space for Volter so he couldn't escape the magic Yuji cast. Then Yuji told the slimes and Proud to together defeat Volter. Volter was still able to survive Yuji's magic. He said that Yuji wouldn't be able to beat him because Yuji's strength was so weak. Then Yuji had another way to get his magic attack to hit Volter. Yuji immediately threw his slime at Proud so they could wear the accessories made by Geiger. After that, Yuji gave the slime and Proud a status boosting buff. Then, Yuji would rely on Proud's speed to attack Volter using the slime from Proud's back. Volter was defeated with the additional ability of the Geiger accessories. But suddenly, he regenerates himself through people who have become undead monsters or zombies. Yuji attacks Volter again using multiple fireballs, but he still survives the attack. Even Volter's strength can increase drastically when absorbing the undead monsters around him. Then Yuji remembered the word curse that Volter had said when Yuji and Citral entered this room for the first time. Yuji will try to use the same method he did with the monster stone in the Dryad's forest before. Yuji started to lure Volter to a wider area on the ceiling. After that, Yuji cast magic to deactivate the curse's effect on Volter's body. It worked, but Volter brutally attacked Yuji for being pushed like this. Then Yuji casually waited for the right time to make a final attack. This attack can kill Volter in one single shot using the biggest fire magic Yuji has. Volter was completely defeated this time, but suddenly he gave up his strength and soul to be absorbed into the machine. Likewise, with Johann and the other undead monsters. After the soul and magic are absorbed into the machine, a mysterious man appears as Yuji's next opponent. I will call this man's name Kenji. Citral was surprised because, according to legend, Kenji was a person who had the power of a god in ancient times. He once fought the blue dragon, which Yuji was fighting then. But unfortunately, he died because the blue dragon had already grown bigger than the blue dragon Yuji had met. It turns out that all this time, Volter has been preparing a ritual to summon Kenji's spirit. Volter's ritual works similarly to the ritual Citral did when summoning Yuji to this world. But Kenji was only revived from the dead, not summoned from the earth. Suddenly, Kenji cast magic and fought Yuji right now. It's like fighting against one's own reflection because Kenji can use the magic that Yuji has. Then Yuji tried to fight him and asked the slimes for help to attack Kenji. Yuji gave his pet another buff, and the slimes climbed on Proud's back. After that, Yuji and his pet's attacks will begin. Yuji had made various attacks, but Kenji survived with his god's power. It's like demonic power because Kenji casts the greatest fire magic many times. Yuji doesn't dare to do it because the strongest fire magic drained much of his MP. Yuji thinks Kenji has unlimited MP because he can cast the greatest fire magic many times. Then Yuji started to use ice magic and thought of another way to beat Kenji. This is a very crazy battle. Kenji's body condition is fine when he has been attacked so many times by Yuji, even Kenji dares to smile in front of him. Meanwhile, Yuji's body condition has weakened due to too much magic draining his MP. Citral couldn't do anything because it was a god-to-god battle. Kenji and Yuji's abilities are both overpowered and invincible. The difference may only be in the MP they have. When Yuji was still thinking of other ways to fight this very difficult enemy, Kenji suddenly asked Yuji for a magic duel using the greatest fire magic. Kenji was able to withstand the overwhelming attack that Yuji had just unleashed. Meanwhile, Yuji's strength had already reached the limit because his MP had drastically decreased. Then Kenji began destroying the world using an artificial rain tool that the Blue Moon organization had prepared. The tool will be filled with a curse and can cause all the monsters to be angry. Yuji is even more worried after seeing this situation because his body condition is also not strong enough to cast big magic like before.
まずいな。行くよー。